Mark 7 Volkswagen Golf. So this is the Volkswagen Golf 7 or the Volkswagen Golf Mark 7. Today we're sitting in the 1.2 TSI, 85 brake horsepower, petrol. With all new Golfs, you now get a multi-function little screen in the middle. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do just a quick review of that screen. Okay, so first things first, we've got the Golf 7, and this is the S trim Blue Motion 1.2 TSI. We're just going to do a quick review of the media entertainment screen. So at the moment we've just got the car in ignition mode, so the car's not actually started, so this is what it shows when the radio is actually off. If we turn it on, it now actually has this feature where when you bring your hand close to the screen, it brings the icons up, and as you take it away, it brings the icons away, which you might think's a trivial thing, but I mean, having that feature is just, again, just something to show off to your friends down the pub. Okay, so with the media system, if we look at the radio side, you get a few different bands of radio. So if we click in here, we get DAB, FM and AM, which I haven't previously seen in some of the other vehicles I've been testing at the moment. One neat feature which I absolutely love about this car is the fact that you can press car on here and it tells you your stats over the last few hours. So if you look over the last 7 miles, I've averaged 31.9 miles per gallon and an average speed of 20 miles an hour. If we look long term, it gives you a little bit of information over the last, nearly 600 mile. Again, I've averaged 37.2 miles per gallon. And if we look since the start, since refueling, sorry, so I've done 202 miles, an average speed of 19 miles an hour. So obviously I've not been doing 19 miles an hour, but I've been stuck in a lot of stop-start traffic. At the moment I've got a range of 210 in the tank, and I've averaged 36.5 miles per gallon, and that's real world. Although we have been kind of thrashing the little motor up to about 3,000 revs. Another little neat feature which a lot of people don't actually realise the Golf has got. Typically in a lot of modern cars and in some different versions of the Golf, around the gear stick you can see here we've got, kind of button covers, and usually that's where you've got the button to turn off the electronic stability program. With this particular model, a lot of people think you can't actually turn it off, but you can. You go to setup when you're in the car screen, and you've got it right there activated. You can deactivate it, and then that shows up on the dashboard as well, on the instrument panel. And obviously we want to keep that on because we don't really want to be driving without it on. One thing I have noticed with it off is that it does provide you with more control over the power. So for those of us who are keen drivers, you may notice a slight increase in power, but that's not actually the case. It's just the case that the computer is not actually holding back certain wheels to stop your wheels spinning. If we go to the media section, we've got lots of different interfaces in which you can get media from. So if we click the source, we've got CD audio, SD card audio, or even Bluetooth streaming from a compatible Bluetooth device. Me personally, I always use the SD card. It's just a lot easier, which is actually located in the glove box. So you've got the SD card reader and the CD reader. A lot of these models as well come with lots of different types of interface. So as you can see, we've got CD, SD card reader, and Bluetooth audio. We've also got media in, which is actually located just under here. At the moment I've got a USB should I say, connected in via the media import. If you can go down there, you see. Okay, you can get a iPhone 4 style one, which allows you to control the iPod features of the head unit, and you can get an AUX in, and at the moment, as I'm just showing you, I'm using the USB. At the moment, it doesn't have support for iPhone 5 upwards, so if I plug in my iPhone 5 or iPhone 6, all it tends to do at the moment is just charge the device. Maybe in a future update we might see CarPlay, or we might see some feature to actually control your actual mobile phone, but at the moment your best bet, if you really need to listen to music from your mobile device, if you're using an iPhone 5, 6 upwards, is just use the Bluetooth audio. I mean, with these speakers you can't really tell the difference. Just to give you an impression of how the speakers sound, if we put the radio on, I think BBC WM for the West Midlands is on at the moment. If we turn that off.
Assaulting a 15-year-old girl and one offence of grooming. He was released on bail. He'll appear at Durham Crown Court next month. And the weather's some bright.
As you can see, it's pretty good quality. One thing which I think is just a placeholder button. If we press menu, you'll see it's got a menu system which you can actually scroll through. But why would you press menu? Because what the actual menu demonstrates to you on the screen is what's around the screen anyway. So I don't really know why you press the menu button. Also, with this particular navigation unit, you don't actually get sat-nav. Although a lot of people buy this car thinking, oh yes, it's got a screen, it must have sat-nav. Well guys, unfortunately it doesn't. So if you do want to add a sat-nav to this, I have spoken with a Volkswagen dealer. What they actually offer at the moment is two options. You've got the option to upgrade to the built-in Volkswagen Pro system. I've actually forgotten the name of the system at the moment, which I'll put in the description at the bottom. Or you can actually get navigation retrofitted into the head unit. So for those of you which are not keen or savvy on what retrofitting is, retrofitting basically is using your standard head unit but then adding some type of unit to the head unit, which then allows it to access other features. So that can be television, DVD player, or in this case a sat nav. There's some videos on YouTube which I'm sure you can search for, but the majority of them they pop out the media key. Then what they actually do is they swap it with a media/sat key, and then when you hold the media key down, it will then switch over to the sat nav. In this particular model we don't actually have that feature, so it is just the basic Golf media system which you've got at the moment. But I mean, for an entry-level model, you know, what else can you ask for? You've got Bluetooth, DAB digital radio, and you've got a car screen which tells you how well you're doing on your miles per gallon. I mean, honestly, I think it's really good. If we check out the Bluetooth phone screen, at the moment we've got just typical people you'd have in there in your favourites. You can actually access the dialed numbers, so the last numbers you've dialed on your phone. I won't actually show you those, but you can actually enter your own phone number. You can see who you've recently called, and what it automatically does is it downloads your contacts for you as well. So again, it's just a really easy system to use. Pair your phone, and it's as simple as that. If there's anything else you want me to show you on this particular media system, please leave it in the comments below, and don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. Thank you.